So, welcome everyone to this fifth session of Caught in the Energy Web with your hosts Ardian and me this time, Gator Green. Neo could not be there because of the situation in Turkey. He's helping out with the earthquake, and yeah, he had some other things on his mind, obviously. So, we will do this session with the two of us. And today's episode, we will dive into another topic. This time, not a client of Energy Web, not a member of Energy Web, but we dive into something completely different. And I'm wondering if anyone got that, what we will talk about. Because it is very interesting and very relevant topic to any investor in Energy Web token, to be honest. Um, did anyone get it, or did anyone get the hints, or shall we reveal it, Ardian?
I'm just reading on the Twitter post we did from the Caught on the Energy Web on the Twitter account,
Hmm.
and a few of them catch the hints, but I don't think I will be explaining the riddles this time. I think it's best to just let it go for this week.
You're not going to talk about the riddles.
Nah, this time I will let them pass.
Okay.
They have
We,
quite a nice idea though. If you read the comments, they are spot on, but not they didn't catch it yet.
so will we? Because I was wondering about the riddle. Can we maybe not tell a little bit about the bill on the right hand side? Because I think that does say something about today's topic, right? I mean, you could say a little bit about that, probably not all of it, but some of it is pretty
Uh,
obvious.
yeah. I the obvious one. I can just tell the action the name of this on this package. It says utility, and on top of that, of
I'll share
utilities.
my screen
Are
to show what it is
Yeah,
about.
and then it says powered by Energy Web. So it just explains this the his utilities are powered by Energy Web, or this toys or this action figures utilities are powered by Energy Web.
This was a picture of this week's episode. I think we can tell a little bit about two of the hints, right? Or maybe a three. Do you
Go
want to
ahead,
tell that?
anything you want.
So the utility of utilities is a hint to what we will talk about. And the bill that you see on the right-hand side with God and the Energy Web shop, you see that we talk about DITS registry, transaction fees, and well, the action figure, you wanted to say something about that, right?
I'll just let it pass this on. No,
Okay, okay.
wait. Are we on the same page? About yeah, okay, we have a few hints here. The utility of utilities, and then the did you just mentioned,
Hmm.
and the hint was 0.5. The 0.5 EWT is the price of did to register.
What we will talk about in this episode is one of the most relevant topics, as I mentioned before. We're going to talk about Energy Web token utility. Token utility has been quite unclear to a large part of the community, I believe. Even to me and to others in the community, it has been unclear sometimes what the actual state of the token utility is, what the latest information is on that, and what the token will actually be used for. Of course, there is transparency about one thing, or actually three different topics. But it falls under the same thing, the token utility, and that is confirming transactions, staking and validating rewards, and cybersecurity. So these three main outlines are given. These are known by most people that these play a part of the token utility, but how the actual solutions and how the actual token will increase in value, because that is eventually what investors care about, that is still quite unclear. So in this week's episode, we will talk about the token utility, how the token has grown from a simple token used for transaction fees to a completely new mechanism, and what that will actually do for the token utility in the end. I think we can talk quite a bit about that. Before we dive in deeper, I think it's also good to mention that there's been a lot of talk and also a lot of doubt, by me at least, about the token and the network that solutions are currently running on. So we've got the Volta test network and we've got the Energy Web network, which are both being used by members of Energy Web, and it remains unclear mostly to me at least, what of which of these networks is being used. I don't know if you have the same idea about that, Ardian.
Yeah. It's I'm not quite sure what utilities we have until now, but yeah, we have a good idea of them, but we can't say anything on like put a full stop on after our sentence. We are not sure on quite a few things for now.
Yeah, indeed. And I was actually looking today again at the Explorer, the Volta Explorer, and the Energy Web Explorer, the Energy Web Chain Explorer. And what I noticed is something that we've already seen in the past as well, of course. And that is the number of transactions on each of these chains, the test network and the actual Energy Web Chain, and the wallet addresses on these networks. So what we see is that in Volta, that's where we're presently at. In Volta, you see 2.3 million, 2.35 or 36 to be exact, million wallet addresses, and you see a total amount of transactions of 186 million, a little bit over that. Looking at Energy Web Chain, you see 48.7 million transactions. So that is about, I don't know, one fifth of, one fourth of what you see on Volta. And the amount of wallet addresses is, well, about 5%. There's 127,000
Yeah,
wallet addresses on Energy Web Chain and 2.36
yeah,
million on,
it's
yeah.
like 2.5% or something like that.
hmm Oh,
Oh,
um, accidentally closed it.
yeah, no worries.
Anyway, so what it actually means is that there is a lot more going on Volta, a lot more testing, obviously, as well, than on Energy Web Chain. And to me, it's important to remember this amount of wallet addresses because, um, as you can see, and I opened EnergyWebChain.io somewhere here as well. Yes, here. Um, why did I show you the Energy Web Chain and the Volta network? That is actually because when you look at EnergyWebChain.io, you can see the amount of tokens being staked in the different pools, and you can see how many what the total token amount is that is in staking pools. 8.2 million, quite a lot of tokens actually, because that's about 18% of the circulating supply.
Yeah,
I think that's a large amount. I mean, it's a soft lock, right? I mean, except for the NG Energy Access amount of tokens, but that's only
yeah,
20,000.
yeah.
But it's a
That,
soft lock, so that means that people can take it out. But still, these tokens are likely not to be sold as long as these staking periods run. So more and more tokens are getting staked, and these wallets that stake these tokens, well, I'm quite certain that it's not nowhere near this 127,000 wallets on Energy Web Chain that is using a wallet to stake with. But what I noticed is that at least one token is needed. You need one Energy Web token at least in a wallet in order to stake. So that already means that in order to stake, you already need an X amount of Energy Web tokens, and it adds to the limitation of amount of tokens that is available on exchanges. That is one thing that I wanted to say regarding Energy Web Chain and Volta before we dive in deeper into the effects of the token adoption and what that will do
I
for the
will have
token price.
yeah, I will have to
Yeah.
just add here.
hmm
We have a hard cap, or how you call it, for a number of tokens you can stake for one address. So you can
hmm
stake only 3,000. I would say we would see a bigger number of staking coins or tokens on this percent here. I would say a lot more, a bigger one. Just if we would allow the validators and affiliates to stake their tokens, and
hmm
we have quite a few members that have a lot more than 3,000 tokens, and they don't bother to stake all of them and create different accounts for each of their uh, for more tokens. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would say this is a small number compared to if we would have a free market. You can stake anything you want, and yeah, more room to for on the staking pool.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that that will come at some point. But you can already see, I think the amount of tokens that are being staked in the green proof staking is quite big. But what also interests me is that over 1 million tokens are still in the consortia relay chain staking. So that is people are being slow, right, and moving that. I mean, this has been closed for quite some time. The consortia relay chain staking, there's over 1 million tokens still in there.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
that's quite a lot, and that period already passed.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of tokens on the. Oh, I think you can see 1,000 tokens on the booster pool. Yeah, a lot of people are not even taking their rewards out of the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fascinating, but it shows to me that when tokens are being staked, they're being inactive usually. So I mean, obviously they're being used by
The network.
for the staking pool, and they're being used for something. But people are inactive in managing that token in general. So as time goes on, and there will be more staking pools, and more staking pools have passed, I believe one of the things that we will see regarding the token is that less tokens are circulating actively on the open markets because of this, because of the increase of staking pools at a later stage, because of people leaving their tokens in. Seeing the amount of tokens, 1.1 million in total, that is still in these old pools. I mean, that's over 1% of the total supply. And that's only since what was it? When did we start with the staking periods? That was not even that long ago.
Yeah, back on 2021, I think. It's 2 years now.
Yeah.
But another thing you have to, I just thought of, this is the only time the lazy ones are actually doing some work. The less tokens circulating on the market, the safer the network is. So good luck. Thank you to the lazy one that's not withdrawing their token from the pool zone.
Exactly. What do you think actually about the cybersecurity topic? Because what EnergyWeb has been promoting lately is the topic that the more tokens are locked, the more secure it becomes. To me, that's still a very abstract topic, right? I mean,
Yeah, for me
why
too.
would it be more secure when more tokens are locked? And
I think it's about the 51% network. How you call it? If you have more than 50% of the network tokens, then you can make changes on the network and so on. So yeah, I think it's solely about that. But maybe there's more. I'm not quite sure on the utility of the energy web, but yeah, there's a lot. Just I can say anything for sure. Like this is it, and yeah, this is the only thing.
Yeah, it could be having to do with the amount of tokens that is available on the open market and getting a majority stake in that in the EnergyWeb token. But I think that is already becoming quite difficult, and at some point that doesn't add any more to the cybersecurity of the token and using that. I believe that cybersecurity, well, is not the main reason here. But when we look at, for example, the DIT registration, EnergyWeb was very proud when they started with the staking pools, saying, okay, this is in their opinion, as far as they know, the first time that staking is actually being done with DITs and with verifiable credentials, right? You had to register with your email address and create a digital identifier. So they say that that is the first time that is being done. And that actually is a secure method of staking. So in a quite decentralized and anonymous way. So I'm curious if that is going to lead to more usage of the token. And I think in that regard, you found something very interesting yourself as well. It had to do with the digital identifiers or decentralized identifiers. I mean, I have it here. You can still see my screen, right?
Yeah. Just before we start this, I will just add on the cybersecurity part. The gas fee for transacting is also a security, a cybersecurity utility for energy web, because it helps from for example DDoS attacks to make it expensive and harder for an attacker to try to attack the energy web. So yeah, it's beside the less tokens on the market, it's also the gas fee.
Yeah.
Which energy web helps.
Then I think we have something very interesting here. I think that is something that you forwarded to me, and I forgot where you got it from.
Yeah, this one I made it myself.
It's from one of the earlier announcements. I think the announcement of the utility of utilities, right? I made this one myself.
Yeah, I made this entirely myself. No help from Troll, no help from anyone else. It's just my math.
Okay.
Yeah, Troll help me here. Yeah, we.
Okay, I believed you for a second.
I'm sorry, Troll made made it all.
I'm easy to fool,
I didn't
apparently.
do anything. I just forwarded him the formula I found, and he did the rest.
Okay, credits to him then.
Yeah, for quite a while now, we have the energy web community is asking the team, what is the bid price? How much buyback will there be from when energy web X starts, and how much will a did cost, and how much
Mhm.
will it cost for uh, for a company to run solar panels or thermostats or EVs and everything on these bits. And I think they gave us a formula from quite a while back, but we just never seen it. I didn't see it on for me. Can you open the?
You send that in Discord, I guess?
No. I send it to you. Or maybe you don't have it. You can just search energy web utility of utilities.
Let me see. I think I have it here. Is it this one?
Yeah, this one. Just go to the middle. I think there's a formula. You will see it. Don't worry. Just go.
This was by the way just a small interruption, but this was what I told about the two primary use cases. These are known to everyone, right? Transaction payments, validator rewards, and bundled utility layer service payments. So this is enterprises that prepay for a DID to access utility services, and that is what Ardian is also basing the DID um, cost on.
Yeah, you can see here who will need the dits. Go up just a little bit. Here you can see here are a few examples of how we expect this to work in practice. Grid operators will pay to establish unique DIDs for customer-owned DARs participating on the electric market and all. Company operating a renewable trading platform. Yeah, people can read this if they want. Telecom companies and even the prosumers, even us, the people.
I think we need to take the people listening in on the podcast via Spotify, etc., by the hand here. So I'll just read it out for a second. What you mentioned, indeed, grid operators will pay for these DIDs for customer-owned DERs. DERs is actually decentralized energy resources, or energy assets, and they are participating in the electricity market, and they need to have a digital identifier. Then you have a company operating renewable trading platform. So if they have a platform for example, renewable energy certificates, they will have to pay for DITs for their every renewable energy generator or asset owner and energy attribute certificate buyer using the platform. Actually, very, very bullish because, and I just thought of this right now. When we look at what I found yesterday, and that is, I'll just take my Twitter somewhere here. Um, just a second. So yesterday I talked about 300,000 megawatt hours in renewable energy deals being secured via annual and multi-year deals in 2022, running on Energy Web Chain. And that is enough to power 30,000 US households for 1 year. And it's good for between $3 to $12 million in revenue. That solution is the DREC initiative by South Pole Global. And it's growing really, really quickly. And it will become, or it has become, an independent organization this year, led by a Swiss guy. And they expect to grow even quicker, according to the news. So they work with Process Group, who owns 30% of Tencent, also a huge, huge company. They actually want to buy certificates, DREC certificates from Energy Web, from DREC initiative, so on Energy Web Chain. And there's also other very large parties included there. So you've got Microsoft, Mitsubishi, Sony, Google, Coca-Cola, Heineken. All of them are corporate buyers, and they're actually buyers of these certificates. Now, taking that back to what we were just looking at, taking that back to the DID registration and the cost for that.
Find the formula we did this work on.
Yes, I will do that in a second. So going back to this, to what is stated here as an example, They will have a company with a renewable trading platform. South Pole Global, or DREC Initiative, was actually buying that renewable energy certificate trading platform on Energy Web chain, and they will have every renewable energy generator, every asset owner, so solar panel owners in Africa, for example, they will need a digital identifier or decentralized identifier on their assets. So, for example, Okra Solar is working with the DREC initiative, and they have over 1,000 houses in Haiti alone. They are working in India with incorporating this, and these will all have DIDs on the chain, and that will mean that they all operate on the Energy Web chain with these DIDs.
One thing I would like to know, I'm not
Mhm.
sure if we know that or not. Will there be this for each and every solar panel, or one DID for person running the solar panels? I think what I know so far, I think it's for each for a solar panel. Reason I think is the underwriting here, companies in collaboration with local grids
Mhm.
will pay to automatically create DIDs for sim enable IT devices. I think it will be for each solar panel or each device. But I'm asking you this. What do you think of that?
Depends what you count as a device. So if you have a smart, I think it would be logical to have every solar panel with a DID attached to it, because then you can measure the energy generation per panel. But it could also be that it's from a smart meter that is measuring how much energy is being generated. Okra Solar, for example, was working with the DREC initiative. They have they have the Okra Mesh solution, which is a software solution, and it's sort of like a smart meter, from what I understood. I may be completely
Yeah,
wrong here, but what I understood is that they incorporated DID in there, and that is what is securing it and what is generating the DREX. So um, I'm not 100% sure if it will be on every solar panel individually. Would make sense because they would need to explain what energy is generated from which panel or from where. And if you don't do that on a solar panel basis, I doubt that you can make it very accurate or trustworthy. So it would make sense to me, but I'm not 100% sure there.
yeah,
But what is also interesting is this whole virtual power plant solution, right? So we yesterday also wrote a thread about Tesla and energy web connections, and how that ties into virtual power plants, etc. But looking at that and looking at what we already know for sure, and that is the Flex Alert with California ISO. That solution requires every household to have a DID attached to it before it can participate in this Flex Alert system. So all these people will have a DID. And the question is, do they also need one Energy Web token to run that? I doubt it, because otherwise there would be no tokens left on the market, I think, seeing that Flex Alert is used by millions of people. Um, but probably this is tying into the business solutions, right? Where they pay a fiat amount of money for running a DID, and that amount gets then changed to Energy Web tokens by the Energy Web team, and part of the revenue from it gets bought back in Energy Web tokens and staked. From what I know, but I wanted to talk about the fact that with California ISO, every house also has a DID, and these DIDs probably won't cost one Energy Web token each, because then you would need millions of them, and that is well, that would push up the price dramatically. But it's probably via a
yeah,
fiat system where people pay an amount of fiat, and then EnergyWeb, the team, makes sure that part of this revenue gets bought back from the open market in EnergyWeb tokens and gets staked, right? So
yeah.
that is the lockup mechanism that we heard about in September, I believe, last year, and that was via the Twitter live event that I have open here, um, where we dive into EnergyWeb's technology, token economics, and EnergyWeb X. Um, that is the latest information that we've got from what I know, right? Is there any newer information regarding the token utility?
Yeah, I think that's the newest information. And yeah, we have the formula for what you exactly just mentioned about uh, the idea will be paid on fiat. currency, and the price of the DID will be evaluated from this formula we have. Just go back to the Medium page again. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Was that somewhere down below? I think it was, right?
Yeah.
It's probably somewhere here.
Yeah,
Sounds
you
quite
will see. Don't worry. Just go. Don't wait. Maybe this one. Yeah, here.
this
Yeah, here.
calculation, yes. Yeah. So it's a formula that we see on the screen here, and it says did cost energy web token is, and then a formula. You applied that formula, and you came to an amount per dit, right? Or was
Yeah.
that from somewhere? Yeah.
Troll Troll did the formula, did the math, and I'm just blindly following his math. Hopefully it's right. Yeah, he's the math guy. Math,
Not a
this
crystal
math
type, right?
word goes on both ways, for math and for math.
Okay. Okay. So we came to this price of 50 US dollar cents per year for a 1 kilowatt hour asset to access an EWNS name, transaction relay, key recovery service, messaging, and storage provided by the utility layer. Um, so we're not sure if that number is still accurate. We will probably hear some more news on the token utility and what the price is. But this is what you used to calculate with, right? Or what Troll used to calculate with.
Yeah, you can see how they came up to this formula. Just go up a little bit.
I'll just read it and see if that is correct. So what it says here is that for electricity assets, we believe a power, kilowatt, DC, or kilowatt rating is the best metric for calculating the price of the utility layer access. But this could change over time as additional asset types are used on EnergyWeb DOS. So they currently envision a formula to set annual prices as follows, and then it's an annual price used as a baseline for calculating prices for other access period durations. So it's a pricing mechanism that they estimate, but it's not necessarily what will be used in the end. And I think we will.
Yeah, they mentioned they are still updating it and adding more things, but this is for a start what they think it will be based on.
Yeah, and I actually saw that being mentioned at a later stage as well, that they're clarifying what pricing they will use. And I think that also, because we can talk about this for hours, I believe. You have this calculation here by and the most interesting part then, because we can go into the whole calculation, etc. But that is maybe better for some other time or for people to look at it later. So if you look at the amount of energy web tokens that are needed in the end, in the bottom of the calculation, you can see that the numbers vary between about 600,000 energy web tokens to 1.1, 2.2 million tokens, 4.5 million tokens.
Yeah, the lowest and conservative number we came up was around 60. Yeah, 646 is the lowest. We think EWT that will be back bought back, and the highest number is around 4.5 million.
Yeah, that's quite a large amount. And if
This
you look at
this numbers these numbers are taken from the other Medium blog where Misha did the blog, and it was about the did marketplace, and it was their conservative number for DIDs I think was around 200 million, and the numbers they thought would be, wait, let me just find it real quick. I have it here. 1 minute. Yeah, here. Dids on EW DOS, their conservative number they think they will reach by 2030. They think is around 200 million different dids. They are in the middle. Expectation is around 500 million, and they expect around a billion DITs on their optimistic market share. So this was part of the numbers Troll took for the formula.
Yeah, that's the numbers indeed from the Utility of Utilities article. Um, what is also very interesting, and that's very good timing, I believe, is that we had the Amazon Web Services AWS marketplace, and now today we had Microsoft Azure. That also ties in to exactly this, right? I mean, part of it is making the services more accessible via software as a service, and that means that revenue is going to come in via these software as a service products on Azure and AWS, meaning that when that revenue starts coming in and things are set for Energy Web X, then we can see these buybacks starting to occur by Energy Web. So I'm really looking forward to that. What's your thought on that, Ardian? Do you also believe that this is ramp up for it?
Yeah, I think this is the pre built before the launch of the what they are building for on the Volta testnet. But yeah,
Hmm.
another cloud, or another how can I call it? Another thing I found is from I think IDF. I made a thread lately. Yeah, you can see. I will share it on the screen, on the chat. This is built entirely on the Energy Web, on the Amazon Web as a service. Yeah, they have has launched its own platform to provide Node as a service. This is on top of Energy Web or RPC.
Oh, super! That's awesome. I didn't even know that, to be honest. That's
So
the company
it's
name
quite,
is Exaon from EDF Group. Yeah.
yeah, from EDF. Yeah, you can see they have three other networks, I think. But yeah, they
Hmm.
have Energy Web, Ethereum, and I forgot the other one. Yeah, here Ethereum, Tezos, Avalanche, Energy Web, and Bitcoin.
Awesome.
The protocols.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like this, but I forgot about it. It's just been in December, but that just shows how much information and how much stuff there's out there for Energy Web that
Yeah,
we
and
can
this
simply
yeah
forget
this came
about this kind of stuff.
yeah this came only because of the Amazon launch we had.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot more from this from Amazon RPC. Uh, we have no, and from the Azure one, the Microsoft.
Yeah, same. I think we will see a lot of adoption coming from that. And when Energy Web X goes live, that will definitely tie into the buybacks by the Energy Web team, and that will be the real world revenue that is being led back to the token for staking. So I think that is when, together with the staking solutions that we already see, the moment that we can see actually more tokens leaving the market than being out in the open market for trading. Um, and that also brings me to one of the last and next topics, in my opinion, unless there's anything else you want to bring up, Ardian. But that is the green proof of validation. I think it was already mentioned in the chat here as well. Um, Community validating. Do you think it will happen?
I'm not sure. I hope it will, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm actually slightly optimistic, I have to say, because of the news that we recently heard about green proof staking or green proof validating.
Well,
It seems
you,
as if it's going to be accessible to people, individuals like you and me.
yeah, but if you take their own words, Energy Web, on the white paper of the Energy Web, they mentioned
Hmm.
that in the near future, the
Yeah.
people will produce more power than the utility companies. So if they say the like a way to become a validator, you have to be an energy producer. So if we are going to be the major energy producer, then yeah, we are the next energy producers.
Okay, good point. I actually will have solar panels on my house soon, so then I can produce energy and can sell energy. So I'll have the
Like,
rights to validate that, right?
I'll take your food. And
Awesome.
it just goes so well on the Gator's pool.
Gator pool. Ah, that sounds perfect. I will definitely start a Gator pool then. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Everyone
So,
probably think is a slash pool.
yeah, I'll catch you. I'll catch you. Um, but what is your, because then we get to the overall conclusion, right? Because I think anyone in this group, at least I want to know, when I invest in Energy Web token, I want to know what the Energy Web token will do, what reasons there are for any price increase, right? So I want to know if the token will increase in price due to its utility, or if it will increase in price due to the amount of people staking, or due to the amount of DITs being created, due to the amount of wallets being created. I want to know how it all ties in together and what the token buybacks will be by the team. I want to know all of this together and get some sort of conclusion on what we will see the token do in the near future. And I think anyone wants that.
Yeah.
Are we able to give an answer to that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. On my opinion, on my own opinion, I think the most profit we will have for as an energy web token holder, it will be probably from, let's say, speculative from a point of view. The utility of energy web, yeah, it's there, but taking in factor the low gas fees, I think it's not that it won't help that much on the price of the token. But yeah, there's quite a few utility for the energy web, and there's a utility for the energy web token. I think these two are separate for the energy transition. If we look at the utility of the energy web token, there's a few. For example, the ones we think we know, it will be as a block reward and transaction fee for validators. So it will help them create shorter block times and create higher quality of chain of the chain. It it helps for the peer-to-peer transaction on the network. So yeah, it's a little bit as a store of value. It helps from on the cybersecurity aspect. Then the staking and rewarding aspect. I think yeah, it helps to access the energy web tech stack. This one we also have to think about, because it helps to access the access management and DIDs, the one we mentioned. It helps to access the decentralized software as a service, the ones you just mentioned about the RPCs from Microsoft and Amazon. And then it helps to access different projects, like the one we have with the Energy Access. Uh,
So, one question, Ardian, a question that I really want to ask. How do you feel about token is not needed? Token is needed, just not now. Is that still valid?
yeah, I think so. On my opinion, yeah,
It wasn't. It was an expression by you, right?
yeah, it was just like a fun making fun with the community guys. But yeah, I actually think right now nothing is going on the chain. Some call it a ghost chain, but no, it's not a ghost chain. Just we have a separate chain that is taking all the action until,
Yeah,
until you have
that is one
time.
thing. Sorry?
We'll just wait until the time comes for they move past the Volta chain.
Yeah, I think there should be a way to make testing on Volta temporary, right? So, say for example, to any company that is testing on Volta, there's a 3-month period or a 1-year period, or depending on what they want to build, there is a certain period in which they can realize that, and then they need to switch to energy web
Uh,
chain, right?
I will not. I don't think as you. Reason why? Because they don't have any value on the Volta chain. If they are just testing, they will bring nothing to light. But if they jump to the public network, then yeah,
Hmm.
there they can validate their green proofs. They can create DIDs on the Volta chain. It doesn't matter. Even if they have a successful project, even if they are validating some renewable certificates, uh, right now, yes, they are using it. I think the Turkish, the Turk country,
Forward.
the all the yeah for HUD, yeah, I think they are using Volta right now, but
Hmm.
just looking for a near future, I don't think they will continue with Volta. Reason being because it's not that trusted as the energy web chain, the public one.
Okay, yeah. I'm personally quite optimistic actually. I don't believe the token is not needed at the moment. If you look at token utility, tokens can have a lot of utility in different ways, right? So you see energy web transactions on the energy web network. These take place regardless of institutional or corporate adoption. And even though the token fees are very small, there is a lot of transactions going on. I mean, 47 million or 48 million transactions so far on Energy Web Chain. It's not that small. Um, and these
Uh,
are actually registered on the Energy Web Chain. It's only one fourth, like I mentioned, of the amount of transactions on Volta, but there is transactions. We have the staking mechanism, of course, which leaves tokens behind, as we saw on EnergyWebChain.io, meaning that over 1% in about a year time is locked, or locked is forgotten about almost on in the staking pools. And as time goes on and more staking pools arrive, some people will take it out. We will get more dilution of this token over different wallets, over different staking wallets as well, usually. Um, I believe there is token utility, just not in the real world as much as we like to see it, and
so,
not related to the DIDs that we want to see. So, token utility, yes, but in a traditional crypto way.
but not now.
Yeah, I
Ah,
still disagree with that. I do believe it's being used presently, but in the crypto world.
yeah, it's
Um,
used, but just for like nothing that will bring value to me as a token holder. But the future looks bullish. Why? Because if you just think about it and read what they are trying to bring, for example, I found it. I can't say the exact words they use, but they need a strong, faster interval of renewable energy certificates. uh, okay, wait, let me explain it like this. Right now, to create a rack certificate,
mhm.
I think they create it on a monthly basis, but the energy buyers and the future energy buyers, and even SIBA, the Clean Energy Alliance buyers, they are asking for a faster way to validate when they buy an clean energy certificate, and they are asking for I think a minute or something around 15 minutes certificate. So this means every solar panel, when they create 1 megawatt of energy, or was it 1 kilowatt? I think it's megawatt. They will
Probably.
yeah, they will start to transact this certificate on the blockchain, and it will be just more faster, and this will bring more transaction to the chain. But also, if we are looking to trade between with what we explained on last episode, with autonomous agents, they will there will be bots that will exchange and will buy and sell on a daily basis. They will buy on when is cheap, and they will sell when is high, and they will use this during the day and night. So I think that, yeah, we will have quite a few transactions. I don't know if
Yeah,
I was clean or not.
yeah, you were actually. Um, Okay, but summarize. I believe that we will see. We already see crypto utility in the traditional sense, staking utility, validator rewards plus transaction fees. These are traditional crypto mechanisms, and you can see it by the number of transactions. We are seeing adoption on the business side, and when Energy Web X goes live, there will be buybacks based on the revenue generated via Energy Web services and Energy Web software as a service via Azure and AWS. Then next
Yeah,
to that, we'll have the green proof validator rewards being distributed and possibly being able to validate ourselves. Unknown yet how that will work out. And we will have people or companies switching from Volta to Energy Web Chain, and maybe to other chains as well, because the token will be used for different purposes, right? With Energy Web X coming, the idea is to deliver services where the token is needed and not necessarily just stay on one chain with the solutions.
yeah. I will just add the buybacks. It's not only for the DIDs. The buybacks will also happen on the green proofs, on the asset manager, and decentralized energy management. I think it was, and a few other a few other utilities we have. So yeah, everything happening on Energy Web X, it will bring paybacks. It's not only the number we gave, the 646,000 or the 4.5 million, but that's only for the DIDs, and we will have more buybacks for for more utilities a company needs, or what other how can I say it, what other need they have. If they need to
Yeah.
create green proofs, yeah, they will buy back Energy Web tokens with that utility. If they need to access the asset manager, yeah, buy back some more.
Yeah, so it's based on different utilities, not just on DIDs. That's
Yeah,
basically it.
yeah,
Right. Good. Then I think we can round this up because we're already at near an hour again. Quite some cutting to do in this episode due to the connection issues on my side. Apologies again. Will be a good evening of work tomorrow. I hope
yeah.
you all have a good evening.
Yeah, hopefully we will have new next time.
Yes, exactly. We do miss him a little bit.
I miss him a lot, actually. Uh, he had some really good jokes on between the talk.
Yeah, Gator is not as funny. No, but anyway, I really enjoyed this session again and talking to you about the token utility. I believe that I hope we can clarify it a little bit. I don't fully agree with you, and you don't fully agree with me, possibly on the token utility and what it will bring. But overall, I think we have a clear line in where we're heading, at least with the utility for corporate solutions. So I'm looking forward to that. I think this year might be the year in which we see actual adoption. I hope so, at least. And yeah, until then, I wish you all strong hands and a good evening.
From you too, guys.